Hi, everybody. It's Martaloachamin, candidate for Boulder County Commissioner and previous resiliency specialist with the city of Longmont. And today we're bringing another segment of resiliency in action because my experience after the mortgage crisis, my experience after the flood of 2013 is really the more informed that we are and the more connected we are, the better off we're going to be as when we get into the recovery stages and planning for our future. So I invited Ricardo Cabrera with us today with the Latino Chamber of Boulder County to talk again about specifically CARES Act. We're getting a ton of questions about that. So Ricardo, I really want to say thank you for taking some time and sharing your expertise, especially as an SBA consultant in this time about CARES Act.
Well, thanks for having me, Martha. It's a pleasure to help you and to help the community with these questions.
Absolutely. So tell me a little bit, like, what's the most common business that the Latino Chamber of Boulder County serves?
Well, at the Latino Chamber, we serve all types of businesses. We have small businesses, mid-sized and large-sized businesses. We have Latino businesses and every other business out there too, and which is our goal really, to serve all businesses that we can, because we understand that in order for Latino businesses to be successful, we rely and we have to also serve the rest of the community, and likewise. So even though we are the Latino Chamber of Commerce, we do serve everybody else.
Awesome. No, I think that's great. And I think it's important, again, the more information we share, the more connected we are, whatever the business might serve or the owners may be is going to help us all. So I think that's great. We promised the community that we would talk about CARES Act again. And so you mentioned last time we talked about 4 different programs, really, that everything's kind of fitting under that around small business. But let's talk about the PPP. What can you tell us about that specifically?
Sure. The PPP program, it's the Payment Protection Program, is one of the 4 elements of the CARES Act. And this one is designed to get employers to keep their employees through the next 8 weeks. It's a short-term loan, or it's a loan for the short term. It is a loan that what it does is that it gives you 2.5 times your average monthly wage load for 8 weeks, right? And the intention here is for companies to keep their employees working, right? So there are several requirements for this loan to get the loan, but also this loan has a really interesting and unique feature, which is a forgiveness part of this loan. So you can have up to 75% of this loan forgiven. Actually, that's not right. You can have this, up to the totality of this loan forgiven if you used 75% of this money towards salaries, utilities, and mortgage or rent, right? So it's really a great program that'll get you by in the short term, right? So you get 2.5 times your average wages for a month, right? And there's some formulas when you apply for this. They're going to ask you for some of this information, and and let me give you a quick disclaimer here. Go study the loan and see what the requirements are for both getting the loan and for getting the forgiveness part of the loan, right? It's a short-term loan. It has a 2-year repayment plan, and the interest rate is about 1%. It might be less. Don't quote me on that, but it's about 1%. Mm-hmm. And like, again, the beauty of this guy is that you have a forgiveness aspect of it. So if you do it, if you use the money for the right things and you keep your employees, you do have to keep most of your employees by June 30th for this to work, the repayment part or the forgiveness part to work. Then you get forgiven, right? So check the rules, check the small print. Talk to your bank. This is where you apply for this loan. You actually apply for this loan through a bank.
Okay.
Yes. You don't go through the SBA for this one. You go through your bank, and not every bank can do it. It has to be one of the SBA qualified banks that can help you with this. So go talk to your banker first, and if they are not, then you can contact the SBA. It's at sba.gov, and they can give you a list of qualified banks that can help you with this programs.
Okay, yeah, no, I think that's really important. And here's one of my other questions then is that the fact that you're reminding everybody that that some of it could be forgiven, but make sure that you understand exactly what that is. We've been talking about that in some of the mortgage forbearance versus forgiveness. And I think it's a good reminder that because, as you already mentioned, there's all kinds of noise, there's all kinds of information being spread around, we are still responsible to be diligent and ask the questions, et cetera. So that's important. So if somebody wanted to apply and said, okay, I think this PPE might work for me, what happens if a small business has already let their employees go? Can they still apply for this and bring people back? What would that look like?
You can still apply and you can bring them back. I mean, because there's the checkpoint is going to be at June 30th. I believe that's the correct date. On June 30th, you have to have most of your employees back. I think it's 75% of your original employee load. But again, talk to your banker. They're going to have the current and up-to-date information because this is changing daily. I mean, really, information from 24 hours ago is not accurate today. So they're going to know, and they're going to have true and accurate and current information for you.
Okay, so where would people start? Like if somebody wants to look at it, what's the reference or resource that you're suggesting?
Well, the best place to go is to sba.gov. That's where the most current and up-to-date and actual factual information is.
Okay.
You can register there if you want some personal help, and they will have one of their expert contractors call you back and guide you and explain the different loan options for you. And in the case specifically of the PPP loan, you could also call your banker and see if they're certified to give you this loan, and they will also have current and factual information.
Okay, that's excellent. That's a great start. And like you said, there's 4 programs, and this is one of them. So again, just having you as a resource, knowing you're working as a consultant with SBA and a board member with Latino Chamber of Boulder County is important for local community to know there's resources. So thank you, Ricardo, for being with us and for sharing your information and your expertise.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me, Martha, and good luck to you in your campaign.
Thank you.